Now, I want to talk about what's going on, how those things are going on, and what it is. Now, today I posted about Black Americans because getting a sense, they believe, especially the poor ones in the South, are doing the same behaviors of yours is mine. No, I stated that long ago. What's mine is mine, and what's mine is mine, and what's yours is yours. But what's mine is not yours. That is a slave mentality. 2, Black women are holding back everything. Black women and the homosexuals. Black women have attacked me as well as the homosexuals. I can care less about you, to be honest with you. Because what matters is they've destroyed the black man, the heterosexual male, within America. And that is capital lost. Because when I said it is in my selfish best interest, it is not about blacks in general, black men in particular. That are, and black men who are not stupid enough to have gone to jail, didn't fall for the BS. Because I was sitting there in Orlando, in the hood, and the whole behavior of black men spurned on by black women, they thinking they're being protected when the reality is they're destroying themselves. Is everybody's always stealing and taking and robbing, and there's no cultural growth. Long term, everyone's in this short term thing and cannot work together. You know, I think in a position, say for instance, four or five Caucasian dudes would get together. One dude has an idea. It's like, hey, dude, I got this idea, blah, blah, blah. The other 4 would be like, yeah, it's cool. What's your cut? If everything works out, well, okay, this is this. What are our points? What are the points that we can expect returns or whatever? Okay. Everyone gets on board. Everyone works their asses off to get that. And that's, like right now, Trump is bullshitting everybody. It's like, hey, everybody get together, we're going to go do this. And he's telling them they're doing this while he's going off doing Y, and then getting them to do X. And then he's pulling in more. That's his grift. But in general, that's what most cultures, except seems like the Indians, East Indians, that are successful, work. They have that, yes, I'm an individual, but I'll give up a little bit of my individuality so we can work together. Black Americans, on the other hand, and this is something I said to Don Rose years ago, is that at least these other folks, they'll wait until they get the money before they screw each other over. Black Americans will screw each other over before they even get the money. So 4 or 5 black guys will get together. They'll say, okay, one dude goes, I got this great idea. Do you want to be part of it? And he'll be like, oh, yeah. But then the other 4 will be like, we still control everything that you do, and we'll tell you how you do. And it's like, whoa. That wasn't the agreement. Yeah, well, because they always go, Black Americans always go into a short-term game, simple, always trying to screw each other over. It's like, get in place. Like this one chick who was narcissistic. Husband's a good dude. We could have worked together, but that wife would have fucked everything up. And then another dude, where after McRaven and SEALs and all that, got kicked out of the other place, trying to find a place. This guy wanted to go do one thing, and I was like, okay, cool. So we're together. I put back. Hey, let's see how we can work this together. And it was about, you do what I tell you. No. So, just that's the whole going into everything that Black Americans do. Here's another situation is, I was connecting with a realtor yesterday from over the weekend. The security services told her not to contact me. So these are the things, and I understand. And so this is the behaviors that are not normal. That her not contacting me back, especially being a broker, is not normal. But that's normal these bigots do to black and African Americans. So this is where we're at. European Americans have to figure out if they want to save their country or not. And black Americans have to decide if they're willing to lay it on the line. What if European Americans stand up? If they don't, doesn't matter to me either way. Because one thing that's going on right now is, Biden and his BS bullshit kept attacking me because they convinced black Americans to keep attacking me, keep violating my rights, so we can tell Wall Street and the European Americans, oh, look, see, I'm still your boy, even though the banks have been stealing all of our money. All that money. Okay, come back to that bank thing in a second. But so Trump's going over there getting a state dinner. Him and Charles are going to be like, you finally overthrow the country, blah, blah, blah. Charles doesn't realize that once Trump's done controlling all of America, he's him and then Vance and Teal, they're not going to stop. Musk wants all of Mars. He's going to use our money to get to Mars and then use robots, live underground, and then create a colony, but it's not going to be under the American jurisdiction. And this whole false libertarian thing where everyone's just nodes and then they're just gods. That's what he's trying to do. All right? This is what's happening. And they're going to screw everybody else, every other American over. And you see him wiping out, he said jobs, it was like 4.73% or something like that, but it's 7% for African Americans. Most of it's from firing of all the black American women, and then they count, and then they remove from the workforce most of the black American men. All right, so we're looking at, and then that's just because they're trying to find a job. So we're looking at, and then European American men are thinking, well, everything's great, dude, because he's keeping European American male unemployment, quote, low, but still shitty jobs. Until after the midterms, then they can do their full thing, pull over the rug from underneath them, have Palantir fully in there, make it worse for black Americans, so white Americans are going, well, at least we're not as bad as those guys over there. And then, meanwhile, start pulling even more money into their pockets. People just don't understand all these systems working together. And it's not going to convince them until they fill it in their pocketbook. And Trump is smart enough to keep that from being felt by them. So the question is, where are we now? All right. The banks since Reagan, have been having the American, all this debt. It's like, we're in debt. Who are we paying this debt to? Oh, we're paying it to ourselves. Oh, no, we're paying it to the banks, which means we're paying it to the 1%. So then they make profits. They buy back their money in profit. They buy, the CEOs are doing corporate buybacks instead of putting the money back into the business or pushing it out in dividends and cash in hand because they don't want to pay taxes. All right. And then they hold the bonds. So they're getting paid in a dual position. They're getting paid with the profits, and then they were getting paid with the bonds, and nothing's going into the full economy. And this is where we're at. And then they're trying to switch over to Bitcoin so they can pull the rug underneath the American dollar, make Bitcoin the reserve, and then since what's its name? Blackstone, BlackRock, whatever, holds so much in Bitcoin, they become the reserve of the world. That's what all these pieces are going for, are working at right now. And then if you have any problems with it, they'll use Palantir to put a kibosh on any dissent. And Trump's going to sell this to King Charles. And the more he squeezes both of them, the greater the chance he'll be the last king. Him or Prince William will be the last king of England. If it makes it to his son, it's definitely over if he keeps this up. So that's what's up. I wish everyone well. Right now, the next step is, Trump has set up a fight. He is, by getting rid of all the homeless, quote homeless in D.C. and bringing out the Guard, he's gotten everyone used to the Guard coming out. So that way now, if veterans show up and say, hey, we want the Constitution reinstated, anyone who's sleeping or just staying within that area, he'll call homeless and he'll bring in the National Guard and shoot or remove them. Remove them even by force, by death. And he has Heg's breath to do it for him. Because he's going to try to protect Congress. Because, we're not going after Trump, double jeopardy. But Congress is still in play because they have one goal, and that was to maintain their power. And they've been giving it away, just like the Supreme Court. But Congress is in contempt of the Constitution because they did not uphold their power when Trump did a coup. Because it's an office, not a person. So the office is also in contempt. And they already know this, and Trump has already said he is the law. So, this is where we're at. Hope everything goes well. Good luck. And, timelines. By Thanksgiving. Because if we don't stop this, we needed to have stopped it by end of summer. But, the East Indians thinking they were going to, East Indians and Mossad, they screwed everything up. Oh, yeah. It's not just the East Indians and Great Britain, King Charles, because King Charles worked with Modi to attack me. That worked out for Modi well, not. Told him. And then so King Charles attacks me, sets this up, and East Indians think they're going to be part of the situation. I realize they're still brown, dude. Everyone's getting played, and then the Caucasian male thinks he's going to be good to go. The worker bee, they're about to lose everything too. How do I know this? All you have to do is listen to what they tell you. They told you what they're going to do, and they're doing it one piece at a time. Deuces.